All right, we're glad to have you join us on the first segment of the show. We have someone who is going to be joining us to extract a different line of our discussing point. He's no other person than Honorable Oses Iromosele. He's a political analyst and, of course, a grassroots politician. And, of course, I won't be doing this alone. Favor Osaro will be joining me to do this. Honorable says good morning.
Good morning, Honorable.
Thank you so much. Good
All right, thank you for finding out time to be with us on the show. So now let's quickly go straight to the talking point. The 2023 budget ahead of the election. What do you think could be the economic effect of the budget, owing to the fact that the country is currently facing a lot of economic crisis?
Thank you so much. It's something that we all know it was going to happen, so a provision was made for it, and it's not going to affect the economy in any way.
Really?
It's not going to. Because if you look at it, it's part of the budget that was passed, and the money is made available. Yes, it's not going to affect the economy.
So the money is available?
Yes.
Then why are we not saying as a nation we are running a fund?
Okay, you notice the policy that the CBN brought in, because of this individual who hid this money in their houses. This money is there. Few individuals, according to the report I got, about 7 billion was printed, and since that money was printed, 3 billion is just circulating. 4 billion have been kept in individuals' houses. And the CBN came out to tell us that these politicians who kept this money, or rather these individuals who kept this money, should bring out the money back to the bank system, which they refuse.
So redesigning the naira now is the only way out to get
that
this
is
money
the
out.
only way. That's the only way. And now, funny enough, there is no way they can even bring this money out to go and deposit now. There's no way. All they could do with this money is to buy rice and share for Christmas. Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way they can spend the money.
But some people felt it's a political, it's a way of attacking them politically.
It's not. Okay. It's to regulate. That's the best law. That's the best thing that happened in Buhari's regime. That's the truth.
And you are applauding it.
Yes. It's a great step that he took. And by the grace of God, every Nigerians are going to be happy after this whole exercise.
There's a speculation that the spending is likely to increase to about 21 trillion naira in the 2022-2023. Yeah. Don't you think that's a little?
That's an assumption.
Your thoughts?
Yes, that's an assumption, because I don't see it that way as an individual. I don't see it that way. And I don't want to go further in that.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we don't want to go further now. Let's just take you away from the economy aspect. We'll come back to that. But now, looking at the presidential candidates of the political parties so far, in terms of credibility, acceptability, and their track records, do you foresee Nigeria having a better president next year?
Yes.
Someone who will do better than this present administration.
Yes.
So
we are talking about economy in focus.
Yes.
Because that's one of the issues that Nigerians are praying over, that a Messiah might come to turn around the fortune of the economy.
Thank you so much. I got both questions clearly. If you look at what is happening in Nigeria today, we are tired, literally tired, every Nigerian. And this persons contesting for the position of the president, we all know their track records. All the antecedents, we know. We are not strangers in the country, you know. If you look at, let me start with the person of Atiku. He was once a vice president in this nation, and we saw what transpired during his reign. That of Tinubu in Lagos, he did excellently well, yes, when he was much younger. Now, the person of Peter Obi did excellently well. A lot of, attributes was given to him when he was in office. When you look at his track record, it's then you see
according to your assessment.
Yes, according to my assessment, you see, according to my assessment, you see that he did excellently well. And now, looking at the age limits, age is key. For instance, if I'm a footballer, I'm the age of, let's say, 25. I have another man at the age of 40, maybe at the age of 20, he was doing excellently well. You don't expect both of us to have the same result. The speed and all of that you get. Now, we looked, after looking, for my own, according to you, my own observation, after, looking at all their records, their performance, and their age limit, I'm going for Peter Obi, because presently he's the one who has the energy.
It sounds like you are campaigning right now, but I'm going to hold you right there.
The question you asked, question you asked.
We asked generally.
Okay.
Without mentioning names.
Okay, you never said that.
No, it's beginning
you just said it now.
No, it's beginning to sound like you're campaigning, and I'm not going to allow you to do that.
Okay.
Yes, but bringing you back in track because you actually left track.
All right, now just to let you know that you can be part of this conversation. The phone number is displayed right now on your screen, but just for benefit of doubt, 070-8365-1320. That's the number to call. I'll take it again, 070-8365-1320. But it will be displayed on your screen right now. You can call in so you can actually share your thoughts with us on the conversation. Now, Honorable says, looking at the economy so far, and well, the government of Muhammadu Buhari has done his part. He has tried. Is there tendency for this election to be rigged? The reason why I asked that question, I saw a video where a politician came out to say they know how they rig elections in this country.
Okay.
They have been part of the rigging process.
Yeah, the same president, you just mentioned his name, said some days ago that the election is going to be free and fair, that he will not allow any political party, that includes his own, to rig any election, or rather to go to the field to start buying vote. That's his statements. And some of us in other parties, we are pleased with that, you know. And if at this stage, any politician feels that he will take money to go and buy votes, he's wasting his time. Because the Nigerians today, you can see what is happening around the country. This suffering is just too much. So if you are thinking you are going to buy vote with 5,000 naira, it's not going to work, because right now the electors, they are wise. Over the years, you find that sometime 4 years ago, or rather 3 years ago, election was conducted in this country, and a lot of people bought votes. And I keep asking people today, when I talk to the individual, I ask them, I said, the 5,000 that you were giving 3 years ago, is that what you are feeding with today? Is that what you are paying your NEPA bills with today? Is that what you are training your children with today? So they are all wise this time. Nobody is ready to take money from these politicians and vote for them. And if eventually they share this money, and based on the general statement I hear people make outside, they are ready to take this money because the money belongs to them and vote for who their conscience wants them to vote for.
Vote buying.
It's zero. It's not going to work.
Okay.
It's not going to work at all.
Okay, you're trying to say that it might still play out.
Definitely.
But not going to be,
Yes. Why? Yes. Playing out in the sense that yes, people are still, some politicians are still going to bring out this money.
Bring it out.
Yes. And these voters are ready to take this money this time and vote their choice, because right now there is no roads network in Nigeria. You can't travel from one city to the other, but not scared of being kidnapped. A lot is happening. In the north is even worse. You are sleeping in your house, they come break your door, they pick you out. The person they left behind is going to source for money, selling farmland to go and release their victim,
even South.
South is worse. Look at what happened along Calabar Road some days ago. A lot of kidnappers came out, they kidnapped a lot of passengers. They took them to the bush. Even today, they are negotiating.
Okay, Oses, let's come to the phone line. We have a call. Hello, good morning, caller.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Fred, and by the grace of God, I'm a Nigerian and I'm a Dumas.
Where are you calling from, Mr. Fred?
I'm calling from Benin right away.
All right, go ahead and share your thoughts with us.
My take on this whole thing is that this issue of overblaming this, overblaming that must stop. Okay. And if you want to ensure a genuine discussion, like you are doing on your television station, you must very objective people, not people that will come and discuss on the same line.
Okay.
That's the way it is from the human ethics.
Okay.
We must engage people that will discuss as divergent views, not people that will come and take the same line.
Thank you very much.
Right.
We have been able to bring back our guests to line. We apologize for that, but it's okay.
That we are not biased.
We're not.
In our approach. Just get that straight. We are not biased in our approach, and of course, our guests, whatever view they are sharing here, is their personal opinion, and it's never the opinion of independent television. And that is the opinion of the anchor of the show. All right, now back to you. We're talking about kidnapping and terrorism. The Nigerian police force are trying their best, but do you think they are well funded to tackle this?
You see, the corruption in Nigeria have gone so deep. It's beyond. How can you explain this? a policeman with the Nigerian with their uniform on the road, stopping vehicles, collecting 200 naira on regular basis, not even checking, or rather not carrying out the assignment that he was being posted there for. It's beyond what is being, the budget being allocated to them. It's beyond that. It's the individual, it's the system.
So you think irrespective of the part of the budget being allocated to security, it still goes a little way to check the work of the police force?
Yes. Let me give you an instance. There is how will I put it now? Whatever happens in the state today, the governor is aware because of the informations, because of his agents everywhere. They gave him information. Any DPO, any policeman who leaves the station, the DPO is aware where he or she is going. And whatever is being carried out there, he is aware. He must always get the reports. For you to see some policemen be on a certain checking point on daily basis, collecting money from, the passerby on that, or people flying that road, it's beyond budget being allocated, or is beyond it is beyond the funding. It's the individual, it's the system. That's what needs to be corrected.
So until we correct the issue of them taking money,
the corruption,
they might not go nowhere.
Not at all.
Okay, now the election is just few months away, and political parties seems ready to go to the polls. But the current issue we're having now is the power tussle in some of the political parties, some of the major political parties. Don't you think it will affect their chances?
You see, I'm a politician.
Okay.
And on this, I'm taking my stand. A caller called just now, based on the name I mentioned, may be what has stirred him up to start talking, making those...
Well, that is his own opinion.
Yes, that's his opinion. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm... Because I mentioned the name of Peter Obi, maybe that's what got him offended, So I want to say this. Presently, I want to speak concerning... I'll start with Labour Party. You saw what transpired, how our tickets... That I'm a Labour Party, I have to just say it very clear, so you understand. So you saw the manner that our primaries went through. It was so smooth, no buying of delegates, no throwing billions around. You know?
Would say that probably because you're talking from the standpoint of someone inside.
No, not that. It's true. This thing, everybody saw it. It was on the internet. It was online TV.
You had your own crisis.
Yes. At a point, you had one or two people, probably maybe saying, I was going for this position before, probably. I'm sure you want to skip that part and move on with your point.
Okay, let me say, let me go. Okay, now, in Labour Party, nothing of such happened.
Okay,
yes,
fine.
Nothing of such happened, If you watch that of PDP, you saw what transpired. You saw the 5 governors who have moved out, trying to fight the party based on what they believe.
They call the G5 group, now the integrity group.
Thank you so much. They believe that power is supposed to come to the South. Do you get? So that's what they are fighting about. And after that, they said, the chairman needs to resign and all of that, you get? That's the big issue presently going on. You saw even their leader, that's Wike, invited, Peter Obi to Port Harcourt some days ago, and you saw what transpired, That's for that. That's of the APC. You saw what a Muslim ticket, that's a big problem. That's the people. You saw what happened in Delta State a few days ago.
The presidential candidate has actually cleared the airway.
Even as at that, a few days ago, you saw what happened in Delta State, where they were shouting about this Muslim ticket of a thing, That's another problem of its own, you get. So if you look, it's that of Kwakwaso, I could say, okay, there is no much issues there because it's a one-man party, stuff like that, and all. He's the one running the party.
You would say that. Okay. Your opinion.
Okay. What I have read, what I have seen, is based on that I'm talking.
But you don't have the fact. You don't have
that.
Yes.
Okay.
So I would not want you to call it a one-man party.
Okay,
I'm sure we have some on the line.
We do.
Okay.
Hello, good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Please, you need to turn down the audio
Bring
volume.
down the volume of your TV set.
Okay. Go ahead and talk to
Mr.
us.
Musale, I like the way you analyze politics, but I would like to be you're campaigning for your party.
Really?
So I would like you to just ask a question. You made the question to go around because I'm a labor man.
Okay.
But I won't do what you are doing now because you are actually talking on behalf of everybody. Because I wouldn't want it to start showing labor, because now people will think you are.
No,
Okay,
if you see, if you notice what happened, I'm not actually doing labor thing. I started the question that was asked. I started with the Labour Party. That's what I did, and I spoke of the PDP, the APC, and the NNPP. Thank you so much.
This you actually came as a guest,
Sure.
as an analyst, all right. So whatever party affiliation you have,
I would like you to calm down and drop it down.
You know, the suffering the country is just too much.
I
We
understand.
sincerely want to change. That's the truth.
I understand.
That's
Talking
the
about
truth.
change, but you have to control your emotion.
Okay, it's fine.
Yes,
Noted.
please
Noted.
put it
I will
in
try and
check.
work on that. I will try as much as possible.
You're actually speaking on
check.
behalf of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
And
for
we
your
are
time.
still in
Understanding.
line of the economic implication of the 2023 budget,
Yeah.
actually. So please, let's stay in line. Thank
It's
you.
fine. It's okay.
All right, let's get to hear from this caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, I'm calling from Benin.
What's
Your
your
name?
name?
Tradition.
But you must turn down the audio
down.
volume on your television sets.
Bring down
Walk
your
away,
TV
you need to walk away from your
volume.
TV, or you just turn down the volume, please, so you can be part of the conversation. Now, let's now look at the budget. Some people are of the opinion that whenever a government that is leaving power, each time they approve budget, most times about 60 to 70% of the approved money goes into the hands of individuals, in as much as they're rounding up their tenure. Could that be true?
Yes, it is. We have seen that in several regions. Some days ago, some statistics was being brought out that in the Aso Rock, over 30 billion was used to get recharge card and newspaper. Over
I'm
30
sure
billion.
you do not have proof of that.
I just told you, I
Okay.
saw in the news,
So
it was on channels, it was on newspapers, you know, over 30 billion was used to get recharge card and newspaper alone. How can it be that? This is the same country where people are suffering. You could barely feed, you could barely pay your kids' school fees, you could barely, move around, and such money is being allocated to recharge card. That's diabolic. That's wickedness. And it's not just that. This is the same country where you see that you hear people saying, okay, I know you won't ask me now if I have fat. Where they swallowed billions of naira, where time and ate up documents, And I
Okay.
think such news were even from this station too.
On the lighter note,
Yeah, you see, this is a country, like I'm still looking at the area of corruption. I'm coming in now. I'm coming in from the area of corruption. The corruption in the system is just too high. And we need someone who would come in and change this. If that is not done, nothing will work in the country. Because you can still see a lot of persons in different, in different areas, based on what they will get. They don't mind what the masses go through. They are pumping money into the system to ensure these same individuals remain in the system. And that's what Nigeria is going to change now. That's what we are set to change. Without that happen, nothing works in the economy. That's the truth.
Okay, so looking forward, what do you think can be done differently this time?
Now I'm going to go personal on this again, based on that question.
No, you don't have to.
No, what she asks, I want to respond. And
What
that
do
will
you
make me
think
speak.
can be done differently by
Now,
the
by
person?
getting in a leader who will have to carefully look at his antecedents based on his past record and put such person in office to fix this thing.
All right, let's come
Thank you.
back
Good
to
that
the
way.
line. Hello, good morning, caller.
Hello.
Good morning. Yes. Tell us your name and your location.
Yes, I want to ask the guys, because we're talking about that some party candidates pay very good. I want to ask if it's say Nigeria that before it comes to labor, but we're not in labor. I enjoy sure that people don't that much people don't become a better kind of labor. Then two, Nigeria problem today is not about ourselves.
Okay.
All of us both we and I, we share our attitude over Nigeria. That whatever we are doing today, we know if we do things right, Nigeria will be great. Because one, most of us are not going to change our attitude. We are doing this one. And that is also the issue. Two, third one, when a big government went about it, how many persons, what is the last of people from another state, what are their last to do compared to others? So they begin to say this one will change Nigeria, this one will be the best Nigeria. But until all of us support any government, that government will not work. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
that
very
fantastic
much.
submission. Now, back to Edo State. There is a news going around that over 600,000 voters card are yet to be claimed. What is that? How is it going to affect the election next year?
You know, that you just said, you realize we have three major higher institutions in Edo. That's the Uniben, we have the Abu Salih University, we have Auchi Poly. If you look at during the time of, registering of this voters card, a lot of students packed to the primary school or to the center close to them to register. And some of them have graduated, they've traveled back to their states, they've gone back to, some have traveled to service and all of that. And some they had the means, how will I put it now? Some are not really, some of them are not around presently to go and pick this card. That's the card you are saying that is hit up. If you go to Epoma now, you realize the voters card uncollected is very high. Ouch, the same thing. These are students who registered, are already relocated to their places. Yes.
So don't you think people, normal residents, still residents in these areas, can probably maybe are not seeing it as important enough?
A lot of sensation is on. And as it stands now, a lot of persons are still tripping to INEC. When you go to INEC offices now, I think I was in INEC office last week before I came. When I got there in Ira, Eastern Central, we got a lot of people coming to pick their card. And when they come, some of them are being told, oh, your card is not out yet. Come back next month, your card is not out yet, your card is not out yet, you get. So definitely, I believe that all Nigerians are going to get their cards. And it's a continual process. They're still going to get it.
Now, for the cards that are available, some people are of the opinion that INEC should have foot soldiers who will find a way to get to these individuals, go to their residents and hand it over.
Yes, I will give INEC credit on that, because in my own local government in Eastern Central, there's a timetable presently where INEC move from schools to schools, reaching out to people to come get their cards. And each committee they are going to, they announce.
But the owners of these cards, are they in the school?
No, primary schools, that's the community, they go to the particular school, the one, center, I mean, the one closer to the people, they just go there. Instead of you looking for money, going to this, going to their office, or you just go to the center close to you that they are going to, you just get there and get your card.
Okay. I'm sure the people, viewers and probably Nigerians in general, not Edo State in particular alone, you would want to, probably urge them to get the
Sure. I will advise every Nigerian this moment to go out and to go to the INEC office, or rather their centers, to get your PVC, because that's all we need to bring in the right leader that will face the country for us. Thank you so much.
All right, now if you're just tuning in, this is This Morning on ITV, Monday morning edition. Despite the peace accord being signed by the presidential candidates of the various political parties, we still see backlash coming from them, mostly from their followers. The PDP were in Zamfara, Maiduguri the other day. They were attacked. And of course, the whole matter just got away. We are yet to get response. So who should be held responsible?
You see, you cannot. That's why, a lot of, how will I put it now? I'm trying to use a particular word now. A lot of orders are being put in every society. Now, let me say this. You cannot tell a man on how he will use his mind. Okay. Or how he will respond, In
other words, you are saying we cannot stop thugs.
Yes, that's what I mean. When you cannot tell someone who is under, the abuse of drugs how to act or how to behave, you get. So if you are saying that there will not be, protests in some places, or there will be peace or trees, it's never going to work.
But
because individuals have their own, their own way of behaving, their own way of living their life.
But they are followers of this candidate. Don't you think that this candidate could actually be able to speak to their followers, not to take to violence?
70% yes. Because even when, like those of us who have kids, sometimes you speak to your kids what on a particular thing not to do, they still end up doing it. Okay. It's the individual.
So to an extent,
people contesting the
to an extent, it's practically impossible
yes.
to control these guys.
Yes, it's practically impossible. It's not possible.
So that means signing the peace accord is baseless.
Yeah, I won't say it's baseless. To some extent, it's going to work. It's going to work. You saw what happened in Maiduguri some days ago, how some people were being attacked, some political party was being attacked. And these are people who don't believe in their ideology. They are the one who did that. You went to, you saw what happened in Plateau State as well. So some persons attacked some particular party to just because they didn't believe in them, you know. So that's it.
Okay, I'm sorry, I beg to differ a little,
okay.
but I think that, I think that a political candidate who has followers could actually be, for example, if I'm running for a political position, and you are my follower, like probably you love me, you would want to vote for me. And probably maybe you see someone trying to slam me, probably in another place, and you want to fight for me. If you are really my follower, and I have been able to tell my followers that I do not, please, let's not resort to violence. Wherever we go, let's not attack others. I think that if you are really my follower and I speak to you, you would not do that. If the candidate is not known for violence, I do not think that the followers of that candidate would resort to violence. So what I'm trying to say is that as a candidate, it is possible for that candidate to be able to speak to his followers, not to resort to violence. Probably that would help us with the whole
which they have done
issue.
Which they have done. And after that, the violence took place.
Probably they could keep doing that.
Yes.
Probably they could keep doing that.
That's what I'm saying. They did that before they went to Plateau State. They did that before they went to Maduguri. You saw what happened. You cannot actually tell an average Nigerian on how to behave. It's their decision, it's their choice.
When the co-anchor of the show is now an analyst, it becomes more interesting. Thank you so much, Oses Emmanuel, for taking time to be part of the show.
Thank you for hosting me.
Okay, let's quickly take a short break now. We have some Liberians who are actually having their 2022 Library Week. They are our next guest on the next segment. Don't go nowhere.